Hey all, Vince from Chumba Bikes here up in Ogden, Utah. I'm here for the ENVE Groadeo Frame Builder Showcase and in the ride this year, 2003. And I wanted to share my bike with you. This is a prototype early version of our Terlingua Titanium SL frame. It's a little different from our current model in that it has a BSA bottom bracket instead of T47, and it also happens to have a fixed dropout that we were testing out before we opted to go with a sliding dropout. Route's kind of notoriously rocky and full of like fun single track, so I added a few features to my bike I wanted to share with you that'll make my riding a little bit more fun. First up is just the ENVE dropper post, about 50 millimeters of travel, just enough to kind of have some fun. I paired that to their ENVE dropper remote, which I really like. Long term I'll probably switch and get the actual GRX lever that has the dropper in it, but you know, stages. I also added wider bars, so 46 centimeter bar from Ritchey. This is one of my favorite bars, the Beacon WCS bar, and has a super short reach, and then it has a really shallow drop, so it really makes for a nice wide position without getting so far out and wide as you go and getting too stretched out. So it's a really nice balance with all that. In the drops you have a lot of control, but since there's such a short reach in the hoods, you can ride so much in the hoods too and stay balanced on the bike. Victoria Mescal 700 by 44 tire. I really like this tread pattern. It's my first time using it on a gravel bike, but I ride it on my Yopon all the time, and it's a really great setup. Drivetrain is an interesting combination of things. So I usually ride single speed on my other bikes, so on this one I had a little bit steeper gearing, probably a little over my head. Probably should have some easier gearing on, so I've got GRX 11 speed up there to an Easton EC90 crankset with an oval chainring. I think that's a 40 tooth, and then I've got an Ultegra RX with a clutch going up to 11 to 34 cassette. So kind of close to single speed gear. I'm in the easiest one, I guess. And lovely bottles from our great dealers out in Madison, Wisconsin, Black Saddle. A little shout out to them. A couple other little details on my frame that are kind of fun is I've been playing around with some of the Ritchey Silver Aero Bars, and I kind of modified to make a bigger base pad and custom made some longer titanium Aero Bars for it. Haven't always been a big fan of Aero Bars, but now that I'm doing some of these longer events, they're really nice to have, very comfortable. So here's my cockpit setup, nice and simple. Bag here from Dispersed, really easy to get in and out of. Lots of capacity for extra water or food. And then I'll have like extra layer, tools, and some extra food up in here in my Cerakote handlebar bag. Last but not least, and we got to talk about the paint a little bit. So this is a custom two-tone Cerakote paint job, and then my graphics are early on when we were doing this, we were doing polished graphics on the tie, so they were pretty shiny, and those are italicized with a bi-oval down tube, also kind of neat. Just a custom tube that we used for this particular size. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. See ya. Couldn't resist this spot to grab a bite, take a little break. Not a bad day. I also wanted to mention my wheel set is the ENVE Carbon G23 series wheel set. I've had this one for a few years now. It's been really great. A couple things I really like about it is this external bead here to the rim. It's a lot thicker, so it helps reduce the chances of pinch flats. I've also inside the tire added cush core inserts, which come up about this high, and then the outer area here is just an open channel of air foam from here in. That adds some extra support and just flat protection, and so I can run lower pressures confidently. I also have laced these up to super reliable and fast spinning 1-inch series XMR hubs front and rear. These rims have been awesome. I've run everything from 700 by 33 tires for cross riding, and even up to 700 by 50 with them. I think these Victoria 44s are kind of like a sweet spot. can kind of look at the profile here of the tire itself, and it's nice shape, real reliable, and so far is just a blast.